Hi, Zach Pater here, River Valley Marina, River Valley Power and Sport. Special guest for you today, Rylee Main from the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance, a beautiful grassroots organization solely focused on Lake Pepin. And Rylee, what can you tell me today? Fill me in on what Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance is.
Well, filling you in, that's a good term because Lake Pepin is filling in. So we established as an organization because Lake Pepin is filling in with sediment, and I'm sure many of your boaters have experienced the impacts of that with shallow waters and boat groundings, and I think you had to free like 30 boats.
Yeah.
Groundings that happened last summer.
Exactly. We get the pleasure of dealing with that, which is why I'm so intrigued by the Lake Pepin Legacy organization and everything that you do. And yeah, I saw an interesting thing. You talk about the amount of sediment that Lake Pepin gets every year.
Yep, so it's about 1 million metric tons, which is the equivalent of a city block filled to the height of the Fauché Tower in downtown Minneapolis, which is about 32 stories. So it's a huge amount of sediment that settles every year at the head of the lake primarily.
That's incredible. And what kind of things is the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance? What are you looking to do in the lake? I know you can't stop the sediment necessarily from coming down, but what kind of projects are you looking at doing to help, create a better watershed and a better area for wildlife and for boating and just kind of in general?
Yeah, so the impacts obviously affect recreational boaters, but they also affect the ecosystem in the area. So we're seeing, a lack of waterfowl, duck counts are down, that's affecting migratory birds. The sediment is affecting migratory birds and floodplain forests. So there's this whole kind of cascading effect from the sediment that happens. And what we want to do is both improve boater safety and then also improve the ecosystem. So restoring some of the areas that have filled in with sediment so that there's healthy habitat for fish, for waterfowl, so that the fishermen that are out there have fish to find, and have deep pockets where they're gonna congregate so that they can, have a healthy or productive fishery, but then also for the waterfowl hunters and just for generally for wildlife so that there's the beauty that people are attracted to in Lake Pepin. It's the eagles flying overhead, it's all of the 260 different species of birds that come through every year.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that that habitat is healthy and thriving and it's safe for boaters to go out there and enjoy it.
That's wonderful, and I know I've been involved with the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance for a while now, and I have seen just great steps moving forward, and I love hearing about kind of what's on the outlook and things that we're looking to do. So last but not least, let's fill people in on what can the general public, what can the people watching our video do to help maybe become a Lake Pepin Legacy member? How would they go about that? How would they kind of put their 2 cents forward?
Yeah, so membership is huge because it helps us both raise the funds that we need to do the restoration work, but it also helps us have a strong united voice to try and slow the amount of sediment that's coming into Lake Pepin and really push the state of Minnesota to do a little bit more so that we can achieve the goals we want to achieve. So becoming a member is not just a financial contribution, although that's important. Our operating budget is made up by about 40% from our membership base, so it's huge to just keep the lights on, make sure that we can do what we're doing. So anyone can become a member. It's a starting point of $25, and it's an annual membership, so kind of a one-time or once a year $25 contribution, and then it goes up from there depending upon your interest in supporting the work that we do. And we've got some t-shirts and hats, and we have a lot of fun events and activities throughout the year to help keep our members engaged. But again, it's really powerful when we all come together, all of the communities around the lake and people who come and visit the lake to say we want to see this area preserved.
So before I end, you mentioned communities, and it is definitely a community project. The whole lake revolves around communities. What, I would imagine the city of Red Wing, for example, has been involved. What other communities around the lake have expressed interest in the projects that you're looking to do?
Yeah, so specifically around the habitat restoration at the upper end of the lake, the city of Red Wing has pledged funds to go towards this project. Bay City, Wisconsin, Pepin County, and the village of Stockholm. The village of Stockholm all the way downstream, this tiny little community, has actually pledged financial support to see this project happen, because they realize that even though the work is happening at the upper end of the lake, this is something that we're going to have to replicate around the lake to keep the entire lake viable for all of the
Exactly.
communities, and the interconnectivity between the communities. You know,
You bet.
people from Red Wing who want to go down to Stockholm or vice versa.
Yep.
So in total, we've now raised $860,000 to go towards the restoration project, which is incredible and will hopefully help us get construction started in the next couple of years.
I love it. Well, there will be some links down below to where you can go to visit the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance. Again, I'm Zach Pater here at River Valley Marina, River Valley Power and Sport, with my guest today, Rylee Main from the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance. I appreciate you taking the time to view this video. If you like what you see, do please subscribe, and please take the time to visit the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance. Thank you again, and I appreciate you taking the time to view our video.